Lisa Marie sent me one. We're talking about the banks collapsing. We're talking about the inflation. We're talking about war. We're talking about all of that. And I asked her for the most based thoughts on this whole thing. Because that's what I'm looking for. Something something that can really describe what's going on and not really take a side, be it left or right. And here's what we have. So y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know about this. Here we go.
For you. Moody's is the major rating entity. Following the biggest bank failure since the financial crisis of 2008, Moody's Investor Service has now downgraded its rating of the entire U.S. banking system in the latest sign that what President Biden is telling you is not true. Moody's, one of the three major rating entities, downgraded its outlook for the U.S. banking system from stable to negative.
I don't know who Moody's is, but stable to negative is not good. And this white-haired guy that we're looking at right now, this is a gentleman by the name of Glenn Beck. So, yeah.
They did this yesterday to reflect the rapid deterioration of the operating environment following deposit runs at Silicon Valley Bank, Silvergate Bank, and Signature Bank. In addition to downgrading the entire banking system, Moody's also issued warnings for several individual banks with substantial unrealized security losses. What is an unrealized security loss? My son is collecting cards, like baseball cards. And he's like, Dad, this one is worth. And I said, son, it is only worth it when you sell it. You can say it's worth anything. And it can even be marked as worth as this. But until you sell it, you don't know what it's really worth.
You don't. And that's why people are saying, buy gold.
In the case of bonds, an unrealized loss is, I'm counting on it on my sheet here to be worth this. But if I have to sell it today in a panic, I'll lose 25%. That's an unrealized loss. You haven't realized it yet because you haven't had to sell it. But you and everyone else knows that is not worth what you say it's worth today. They say there is substantial unrealized security losses with non-retail and uninsured U.S. depositors that may still be more sensitive to depositor competition or ultimate flight. What that means is you're not getting paid for your savings like you could get at Chase. And Chase is seeing all of these people that are moving over because they're offering more incentive to put your money there and save your money there and have a checking account there. And so you're making more money over there. Plus, people are worried about their local bank now, and so they're taking their money out and going to Chase. I will tell you, if you are in an FDIC-insured bank, don't take your money out of the bank. Don't. If all of these banks start to fail, the first thing that's going to happen are all the local banks will fail, and they'll fail because people panic and they go and take their money out. It's just like It's a Wonderful Life. Mr. Potter is JP Morgan Chase. They're offering more for your money. They'll give you money now. And what happens?
That sounds like a scam, like a mug, man. Don't set yourselves up for that. And what's his name? Slimy Cat Maker. Hit me up on Discord so we can rap if you want to call in. And thank you so much for the super chats. I appreciate them.
Mr. Potter gets more powerful and more wealthy.
More powerful and more wealthy.
Don't take your money out of the local bank unless
you got over $250,000. if you got more than 250,000, that's what I'm telling that they will insure. So you take out that extra, you put it in another bank account.
It's not FDIC insured. Once this collapse comes, and it is going to happen, your money, your dollars are going to be worth less and less. We are headed towards Venezuela. You have to understand that. Hope you live by a zoo because you'll get the big cat. You'll be able to make lion stew for a while. We are headed towards a Venezuelan-style collapse. And I don't know when it happens, but it is coming. There's no way out of this. Just don't panic and don't pull your money out unless it's not insured. You will get your money just like the people did at, Silicon Valley Bank if it's insured. However, there won't be any money, so they'll have to print the money, so you'll only get a fraction of it.
And when they print the money, we already know what happens. Our money becomes less and less and less and less and less and less and less.
This is why I have told you, please consider gold or silver.
I told you. So what I say? See, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Somebody said, somebody said guns and water and bread.
Land, anything that has value.
Now, land, gold, silver. Land, gold, silver. Land, gold, silver, and ammo. Definitely want to have ammo. Hey, definitely want to have some ammo.
Now, land will have an unrealized loss because if you've got land and you put all your money in land, if you need that money and sell it, you're going to sell it for less than you're paying for it now. But your money will become worthless. So they are warning, Moody's is, Intrust Financial, Western Alliance, what is it, Comerica, Zions, and First Republic. European banks are taking a huge hit today. Credit Suisse, it looks like they may collapse. And the Dow is down, I don't have the number right here. Last time I looked, it was down 622 points. This is nothing to panic about. This is exactly what we told you would come. I, again, do not think that this, I'm always wrong. Wouldn't it be wild if I was like, this is not it. It's going to be, in a year from now, and this is it. I'm always wrong on timing. Always wrong on timing. But this is what it's going to look like. Meanwhile, you have conservatives who are on television, in the House, on radio, everybody saying, we've got to go after Putin and have war. Please, please do not march for war. War powers give people all kinds of tools at their disposal. One thing you have to do is get on the phone with your local, your state House member, your state Senate member, and your governor, and tell them you must not pass the UCC legislation. I'll give you all the information on this, but it is flying through the House and Senate, and governors are ready to sign this stuff. It has got to be stopped. That will allow only the digital currency coming from the central bank to be considered money. Jeez. Once the government has this, they control your life entirely. That is not an overstatement. You need to understand that right now, your freedom and the freedom of your children are being decided at the highest levels, and you are not being told the truth.
I have a question for y'all. why do y'all not care about capitalism? Why do you not care about being rich, being wealthy? Why do you not care about having wealth for your children and your children's children? The Bible actually says that you have to build up something for your entire family and the family that's coming after you, like that you're building. You have to make sure that they're covered, because these times right here, they're happening, whether we want them to or not. Stephen Hatfield, thank you so much for the PayPal. I really appreciate that. But these times are happening. They're happening. And we need to make sure that we're doing what we have to do, not taking advantage of people, but simply using our gifts to make sure that we have way more than we need for the worst of times. You're supposed to make sure that your family and your kids' kids and your kids' kids' have something when they grow to a certain age. We can't just say, "Oh, no, I'm gonna get it all. I'm just gonna live poor like Jesus." No, where you get that from? What part of the Bible you get that from? Y'all let me know what part of the Bible you get that from. We need to make sure that we're okay. How can we purchase gold if we have nothing to purchase it with? How can we purchase land if we have nothing to purchase it with? We got to make sure that we are good and that our kids are good. And if we can't, we're not doing our part. We need to make sure that we tap into our gift, whatever our gift is. If you're over 40, don't worry. If you're over 50, 60, even 70, don't worry. It's never too late. You need to tap into your gift and try to figure out how to make sure that you and your family are straight. Now I get it. Y'all probably already did an amazing job raising kids who are now taking care of you, or are now doing things where they can make sure that mom and dad are fine. But we shouldn't be depending on our kids for that. It's our jobs to make sure that they are straight. All right? And we should never give up. I'm just saying, just keep that on your mind. But yeah.